This is Bob Clark the First of a minor peasant dynasty. He is pretty much insignificant, but today we will follow his life from beginning to end. This guy is miserable. We don't. He's not having a good time. And by the way, for all you who watched my last video, problem with Civilization game. Hello again. I'm back after 6 long months. My episode schedule is horrible, but I actually do have another video. I just gotta edit that footage. Anyways, let's get into the life of Bob Clark the first and the last, because he never had children. Bob Clark had a very eventful first few years. First of all, he was abandoned by his father and was left to be raised by his sister. Well, they're not really related, but he came to know her as his sister. She taught him how to make food and all that, and she was very kind to him. She taught Bob Clark everything he ever knew, and for the first few years, he worked as a farmer, and he even got a great club gifted to him. See, you can see here, he is he's a fucking farmer, and he spoke to this kid, which I don't fucking remember. Then all of a sudden, his father shows up while he's changing his job, and his father speaks to him and says, "Come over to the cemetery." So he speaks to his father, which, by the way, I don't understand how he's his father, because he never had a mother, and his father's pure white, and he is tan. Doesn't really matter. His father has some sick-ass drip, and he leaves it to his son, Bob Clark the First. His father didn't have a sick-ass name, so I don't really know what to call him. Anyways, yeah, his father dies, and he's a little disappointed, but he got all his gear, and his sister says, "Don't worry, I'll bury him." W's sister, she genuinely gave Bob Clark everything he needed. Anyways, then he goes back to work for a few years, just doing everything. He's 12 at this point. A barbarian randomly approaches him and gives him his gear. That was super kind, so he has to change his job to warrior to put it on, but before that, he goes to his father's grave, touches a few buttons. I don't know what I was doing there. And him and his sister speak about the father's death. He speaks to his father's grave. A few nomads just showed up, and they just started chilling with him. I don't really know. There was like 2 baby nomads in the village at that time. However, this would be the last time Bob Clark the First returned to his hometown, for it was being attacked by these barbarians. And basically, it just all went to hell. For the next 7 years, he went on the road. I mean, he spoke to that woman right there for like a few seconds. Really don't know what was happening, but he was still loyal to his people. He was hunting. He was doing anything it would take to survive. He came to the desert, which I just gotta say is the stupidest idea I ever had. I don't know why Bob Clark the First went to the desert. Anyways, he gave birth to a child somehow. I don't really know. He just did. And then he took his son to this nearby gate, and he thought, wow, why didn't I give my son a good opportunity here? And he did. They were being attacked by barbarians, just like his old town. So he came in, and he joined in the fight. And Bob Clark the First stood up for injustice the first time in his life. Now, Bob Clark the First spoke to his son a little bit here, and then he also spoke to this little girl after the dividing of loots. I think she was a little mad because she didn't get any loot, El Bozo. Now, in this time in his life, this is a very important moment. He meets this dude, and he shall only be known as Ankh. This guy, he's really cool. He's the elder, not the warrior right there, the guy in fibers. This guy, he was a part of Jerusalem, which, by the way, that's a pretty goated name for a game that's pretty much by children. I didn't even know that they would know about the state of Jerusalem. Anyways, Ankh, he basically says, "Yo, bro, you want to join our civilization?" And, he goes, "What happened to the last one?" Anyways, W. Ankh, we like him. He was pretty old. He was 64 right here, and I was, pretty, young at this moment. I was, 27, so, he was, still working when I was literally born. That's crazy. Now, for this next clip, Bob Clark is still speaking to Ankh. We all love Ankh, I just gotta say. He speaks to his son a little bit, and, for the next few years, he worked as a farmer. It was winter when he started working as a farmer, so I don't really know how the crops survived the winter, literally only born in winter. Bob Clark, he worked as a farmer, didn't really have much social interactions in this time, but here's something to note. In this time, he was made leader of the Trixton Republic because he was a diehard Republic believer, and that's why he would never leave and join Jerusalem. However, when he got to his 30s, he started having the idea of settling down and building a place in this as being an immigrant. But it was very hard because he had such a mindset to stick with the Republic until it died. However, the Republic wasn't very good. It had many flaws and ultimately got crushed by barbarians. So, not very good. Now, here is where our story finally comes to an end. Bob Clark, he's just speaking, but however, the warriors from Jerusalem finally come back, and they are upset that Bob Clark is not from Jerusalem, so they wrongfully kill him. I do believe Unc was distraught at his friend dying. Be in our dreams, best of hopes, Bob Clark. Well, that was the story of Bob Clark. If you enjoyed, congratulations, you enjoyed, man. Have a good day. I guess I don't really have an outro. Join the Discord. I think the link works now. I don't really know how to do Discord. This is the only real video I had a script for in the beginning, but then I didn't feel like making a script for the rest of the video, so it just got cut. Right here is a little sneak peek on the next video. This one, I haven't got a name for the character yet, but this one's a little bit longer than the last video you just watched, which this video, I didn't realize after I did all the cuts, I had like 30 minutes worth of footage, and I skimmed it down to 5 minutes. So, yeah, it's a little bit of short because I put everything on 10 times speed, and I'm using CapCut. Anyways, I should stop talking about the actual processes behind it. I should have like a second channel to do that. But my current channel right here has like 10 subscribers. So, yeah. Anyways, you have a good one.